What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. Thank you guys all for stopping by. We are going to talk about the stimulus check. I'm going to call this my stimulus check rant because it's ridiculous. I mean, it's now Sunday, and we finally are seeing the first draft of, or I won't call it the first draft. We're seeing a draft of the skinny bill that's being presented. So we don't know. This isn't the final. This is a draft, but this is probably what we're going to see. And the talk was right as far as no stimulus check. And so most people, that's the main thing that they care about, right? Stimulus check, enhanced unemployment. Those are the two major things. And we see one of them, but we don't see the other one. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first off, if you guys could hit that like button, I really appreciate it. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. We do daily videos and live streams on the weekends, so check us out. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So we have $300 per week. That's the enhanced unemployment. That's what we're looking at in this skinny bill. We also have funding for the Postal Service, so about $10 billion. We just saw yesterday the House of Representatives approved $25 billion, but that's going to need to be approved by the Senate. So the Senate has their own skinny bill with $10 billion in it. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on when it comes to that. We have funding for schools. We have funding for testing. And that's pretty much it. I mean, when it comes down to it, there's money for PPP, of course, but that's what we're looking at. No stimulus check. No stimulus check at all is in this skinny bill. And it's really a slap in the face to the American people. It really is. Because all this time, and I'm not saying, now this is a skinny bill, doesn't mean it's going anywhere, but this is what the senators' counteroffer is, right? They've been talking all along. They put out the HEALS Act. It did have a stimulus check in it, but they've been talking all along. Let's do piecemeal. Let's do a smaller bill, and then we can pass things as we see fit, as we see need for them. And this is what we get. This is a skinny bill that they're talking about, and it's just shocking to me because if they do this skinny bill or something like this skinny bill without a stimulus check, we're not seeing a stimulus check. We will not see one until maybe next year sometime, February, March. Because what will happen is the promise, and I'm sure they're trying to play this up right now, but the promise will be from the White House, oh, we'll give you guys stimulus checks as soon as the election's over. That's going to be the push. President Trump might even go as far as saying, if I get reelected, I will give you a stimulus check. So that's probably what we're going to hear. But what we should be hearing from the president is, wait, hold up. No stimulus check. What are you guys talking about? I promised the American people stimulus checks. That's what we should hear the president say. And I'm waiting on that tweet. I'm waiting to see that tweet come out where he's upset at the fact that people aren't getting stimulus checks, or at least that's not what's in this skinny bill. So we'll see where it goes. I know people have been talking. People have been talking in the comments, and I do live streams all the time, so people in the chat, well, this is a negotiating move, right? They didn't put stimulus checks in there because they want the Democrats to ask for it. Well, wait a minute. I thought everybody wanted stimulus checks, right? You have Republicans that want stimulus checks. You have the president that wants stimulus checks. You have Democrats that want stimulus checks. You have the people that want stimulus checks. So why are we still negotiating this? This should be something that's automatic. Just like PPP, they're not taking that off the table and having people negotiate that. That's in there. So it's a shame. It really is. I mean, when you look, and I say this all the time, you look at other countries and how they're taking care of their people, of their citizens, and we're just not doing it. I mean, think of it like this. Let's look at a situation here, a scenario. Okay, you have 30 million people that are unemployed right now. Some of those people have been working 10, 15, 20 years. They've been paying taxes every year. And that could be anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000, depending on how much money you make, right? Every year they're paying their taxes, and then we have this pandemic. And the company they work for goes under or is not able to keep them on, so they have to lay them off. And now these people, never before in their life have they ever had to go to a food bank or receive unemployment or anything like that. Never even thought about it. After working for 20 years, you would think, oh, you know what? I'm pretty solid in my job. I'm looking forward to retirement. But now these people are in a situation where they are struggling. And all they're asking is for the government to take care of them because they've been paying taxes this whole time. And they're not getting it. They got a $1,200 stimulus check. Sure, they got $600 enhanced unemployment on top of the unemployment that they were getting, but you pay into the regular state unemployment. Okay, so they're getting a little bit back. $2,400 a month. They got that for, 4 months? So that's good. But that's it. And how much money in 10 years can you put into the government if you're paying taxes and you're putting, let's just say, $10,000 of taxes towards the government? $100,000, that's only for 10 years. $200,000 for 20 years. And I'm at the low level here with $10,000 that you're paying in taxes. The vast majority of us pay a lot more than that. Although you can do write-offs and stuff like that, you're still paying more than that. So when it comes down to it, you put all this money into government, hundreds of thousands of dollars into government over the lifespan of your working career, and the government can't even give you $1,200, a second $1,200. We're not talking about monthly payments. We're not talking about any of that. And then when it comes to the enhanced unemployment, the government can't even step up and say, you know what? Yeah, let's give them $600 per week until this pandemic is over. We need to focus on the virus because that's where once we get the virus under control, everything else will fall into place and we don't have to give out $600 per week anymore. But what? No, they're focused on, they're making more money on enhanced unemployment than they were in their regular job. That's what they're focused on. And that's not everyone, because like the scenario that I'm giving you, people working 10, 20 years, they're paying a lot into taxes. And I don't care if you're giving them $600 per week, it's going to take you a long time in order for them to break even when it comes to how much money they've invested in the government. And it's just crazy to me because you hear people talk about, you just need to get out and get a job. First off, there are not enough jobs for everyone who's unemployed right now. And then you hear you're just living off the government. And it's crazy. It's crazy to think, especially these people who have just lost their jobs for years and years and years. They haven't been living off the government. It's been the opposite. The government's been living off them. They've been paying into the government. And then in a time of need, in a pandemic, the biggest crisis that we'll see, government doesn't do anything to help them. Or doesn't do enough. I won't say doesn't do anything. They've done some things. Doesn't do enough to help the people. And we know they haven't done enough. And they know they haven't done enough. And they make promises and say, yes, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to give you stimulus checks. And then you see stuff like the skinny bill that comes out, and it's just like, what is going on? What is really going on? And the reality of the skinny bill, the story behind that, is you have GOP senators who don't want another stimulus package, don't want more stimulus checks or anything like that. And so what they're trying to do is create a bill that will at least pull some of those GOP senators over, so they won't need as many Democrats in order to get this passed in the Senate. Because right now, The division is not between the Republicans and the Democrats. The division is between the Republicans and the Republicans. That's what's going on in the Senate. That's why they can't get anything done. They have the majority. So if they created a bill where they can pull some more GOP senators in and then maybe pull a few Democrats over, well, then maybe they'll have something that will work. But the fact that you don't put stimulus checks in there, you're not going to get any Democrats that are going to support it. And you shouldn't have any Republicans that are going to support it. And there won't be a promise. I mean, that's the thing. The promise is, oh, we're going to give it to you later. We'll do it in the next round. That next round will never happen. Because when you have things that are time sensitive, like enhanced unemployment, we know that's running out. The executive order, come on. 4 or 5 weeks. President Trump didn't tell you that when he came up and said, yes, this is the executive order. We're going to move forward even if the Democrats don't want to do anything. They didn't tell you it was going to be 4 to 5 weeks. And so now we're faced with this enhanced unemployment again, the same issue. And so we'll see where everything goes when it comes down to it. But it is very upsetting just to see stuff like that come out. Now, I don't think the skinny bill is going to go anywhere, but it just goes to show what some of these politicians value. And they don't value the people. They value PPP. They value business. Every bill that's been passed has some PPP money in it, at least the CARES Act, the HEROES Act, the HEALS Act. Every act that's out there has PPP money in it. Even the skinny bill has PPP money in it, but it doesn't have a stimulus check in it. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are talking about, because this is one of those things where we need to stay involved, because if we do not stay on politicians, they are going to conveniently forget, just like they did with hazard pay. They're going to conveniently forget about stimulus checks, and the American people are going to lose out on this. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.